Mr. Development Director, would you please call the roll?
My pleasure. Commissioner Stinson.
Here.
Commissioner Montoya. Vice Chair Scott.
Here.
Commissioner Mayers. Commissioner Bernstein.
Here.
Commissioner Bacon.
Here.
Chairman Metcalf.
Present.
We have, Mr. Chairman, we have a quorum.
Thank you. Approval of the minutes of September 10th, 2025.
I'll make a motion that we approve the minutes on September the 10th, 2025.
I second.
Motion has been made and seconded. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. New business. City of Coolidge P&Z Commission to change the previously scheduled P&Z Commission meeting of Wednesday, December 10th, 2025 at 6 p.m. to Wednesday, December 3rd, 2025 at 6 p.m. for a zoning code text amendment as forwarded to the City Council meeting of Monday, December 8th, 2025 at 7 p.m. to meet an Arizona legislation deadline of December 31, 2025. Discussion and action. Bill?
Mr. Chair, I can take this
Okay.
one. This is in regards to HB House Bill 2447. It is a bill that is requiring cities to adopt ordinances, changing their zoning code to allow for administrative approval of site plans, pre-plats, final plats, lot splits, whole variety of different applications. The deadline for those to be effective is December 31st. The P&Z meeting scheduled for December would typically follow after council, and so we need it to be before council so that council can hear it at the next meeting.
Okay. Makes absolute sense to me.
So the text amendments that are being discussed and prepared will be presented at the next meeting,
Okay.
So they're going to be presented at the December 3rd meeting?
December 3rd meeting.
Will we have copies of those?
Yep, it'll be a public hearing because we're changing the zoning code.
No, I was going to continue. We'll have copies of those in our packet before the 3rd,
Correct.
so that everybody can take and we can't change any of the packets that's in there. That I know it's going to be written according to the law. It's one of those rubber stamp deals.
It's one of the, there was a version of the bill earlier that was you can do it, you don't need to. Then the state decided cities and towns have to do it. So it's every city and town has to do it.
Okay.
So could you just give us a short summary? Is the state going to be making those decisions for the planning zoning decisions? for the
No,
city?
no. So it's going to be, the state's position is timelines it slowed down development in their minds. The Planning and Zoning Commission are adding a additional hurdle or additional public meeting was slowing down development. So the standards that P&Z and council adopt in the zoning code, those are still going to be in effect. Instead of P&Z stamping approval on a site plan, staff will be tasked with stamping approval on a site plan. So if there's a denial of a site plan by staff, there would still be an appeal process. It's just taking the approval away from P&Z and giving it to staff.
So do we need to go in there and help them out so we can evaluate for them, so we can tell them what questions to ask?
The assistance from P&Z would be deciding what standards are for the city of Coolidge.
Okay.
That's with the site plan is we're trying to look at what our standards currently are that we've adopted. We've told developers, applicants, this is what you need to do to build a commercial complex, a multifamily complex in this city. If they meet those benchmarks, and if there's places where they're asking for deviations from the code, those could still, if there's not something in the code that allows for staff to make those deviations, they could request to council maybe. But outside of that, they still have to hit the benchmarks established by the zoning code.
Okay, thank you.
That means we have to the city has to do a good job of putting the zoning codes together. Either they're right or we got problems,
Exactly.
because we won't see them.
Right.
When are we, it's not scheduled for this year, but we are updating it following, once we figure this out. So it'll be, probably February.
Yeah, well, apart from some, we're always trying to update the zoning code. Every few years, it's good to do not a rewrite, but review the whole thing as one.
An examination.
Exactly, to see what changes need to be made.
Fees, language, we've come up with quite sort of a list that we need to some housekeeping to do.
Okay.
Just so you all know and recall, it's just the plating and the site planning. You will still be hearing conditional use permits, rezoning requests, major general plan amendments, and also planned area developments. So you will still have those applications coming before this body, so.
Okay. Okay. Need a motion.
Excuse me, there's no vote on this one. This was a mistake.
We don't need.
Discussion only.
We don't need a vote to change the meeting. We just need to know now that we're gonna have the
Yeah, this
meeting on
was
the
a-
3rd instead of on the 10th.
Exactly, this was informational just to say that
Okay.
meetings and
Gotcha. Okay. Everybody better be here.
Please, please.
Cool PZ 25-09-18, a major site plan application submitted by Arpin Taylor of Aaron Incorporated Structural Engineers on behalf of Jimmy Garmo in conjunction with the Coolidge Lodge LLC for a dual blended Marriott Fairfield Inn and Town Place Suites Hotel in the planned area development pad of Coolidge Gateway per a general service C3 zoning district designation on a 1.68 acre site as located 400 feet east of the southeast intersection corner of North Arizona Boulevard, Highway 87 and Gateway Manor Place, Coolidge, Arizona, APN number 203-13-01-20B. Public hearing discussion. Phil?
Good evening, Mr. Chair, members of the Planning and Zoning Commission. I'll keep my presentation fairly brief. Most of the information is in the packet. Applicant representatives are in the audience and are very experienced with this type of product as they've done this before. Subject site is within the red area here. As you will recall, the Taco Bell, which was approved earlier this year, is in this location.
Nope.
This location is basically being called out as a shared site infrastructure because when we look at the site plan, you will see the circulation and the parking, the access portions, and then what will eventually be the water and sewer lines, which come at a later design standpoint, not included in this process, but obviously this design is taken into account for when that does come. So that's why that's labeled as such, but the subject location is here. But the overall master concept, as was initially contemplated actually while the Taco Bell was getting done, so it knew how to create its site plan and CUP that was approved for its drive-through. So that's kind of shared for the information purposes of what's on the forthcoming major site plan. Taking a look at the general plan map, you will see the land use is designated as the business commerce for both, or I should say all three parcels. This has been lot split since the Taco Bell went into place. Everything else in the Safeway Plaza is in the business industrial. For the zoning elements here, I'll call out a couple things. For our zoning code, we do show it as being C3, these areas as C2, which are built within the planned area development. So overall, this entire area is the planned area development that is referenced in here. It's just that there's a subset of the C3 within it that is part of that PAD. So it's just a note here from the zoning standpoint, that's why it shows it like that, but it's actually the C3 within the PAD itself. So just a couple of quick photographs here. This is standing right at the entrance of Gateway Place here, kind of zoomed in a little bit. The arrow there is kind of about where the front parking lot entrance would be in front of the building, so you can kind of imagine it right there. And then our other photograph here is just sliding a little bit further south of Arizona Boulevard, looking in towards the side. Once again, this is kind of just about the front part of the, where the parking lot would be to the building. And you can see where the CMU block wall to the new subdivision behind it is, and this is the fence line along the canal here. So, like I said, very well-designed site, been long discussed, thoroughly vetted. Not going to spend too much time on it because, once again, the applicant is here and can answer any additional questions. Once again, this is our Taco Bell here. It was important to know some of the elements with regard to the entrance here, how the rest of the site would be laid out. As you can see, the hotel is oriented north to south towards this direction of the property. Some of the amenities for the hotel are on the backside here, landscaping on each side. The primary parking in the front portion here with access coming to the main portion of the overall site. Between here, you can see the circulation feeding into the Taco Bell. Another contemplated concept here of a fast food drive-through restaurant, unknown currently, but obviously having something available where somebody can go. So this could change internally here depending upon the proposal, but this portion will stay generally locked in the way that it is with regard to the overall parking to the site. So with that said, we'll just take a quick look at the elevations here. This is very similar, if not exactly like what was proposed a couple of years ago. The height of the building, the parapets for the signage, for the screening of the mechanical equipment on top are allowed per the code. The fire department has reviewed this as they did several years ago. So the allowed heights in the design for the way that the structure is and the way that it's laid out have been, once again, thoroughly reviewed by the departments, and we would look at having this kind of product in the city of Coolidge. That will go out to the plan, and kind of note that, once again, the applicant is here. And if you, Mr. Chairman, would like to have them approach the podium, they could add additional information to what I've just said and answer any of your questions probably in greater detail than I could. So I'll turn it back over to you. So.
Who wants to come talk to us? I can talk to him. Okay, come do it.
Yeah, it's on.
So basically, my name is Arpan Taylor. I'm a licensed civil and structural engineer, and I represent Joe from my company, Joe Osborne, who is a licensed architect, and we're part of Arun Inc., who is hired to create site plan and all the building design drawings. Basically, we're putting a dual-branded Marriott hotel. It's about 67,200 square feet, 4-story. And then we have two drive-through restaurants. One is Taco Bell, which is a separate, I guess that was approved earlier this year. And then another drive-through we want to do, right?
Another drive-through.
Yeah, and these drive-throughs are about 2,000 square feet each, single-story, typical drive-through building like Taco Bell. That's Taco Bell, and this could be something similar.
We've been approached by Panda. We're trying to get Panera to come to the site.
So
Good.
And the hotel is Marriott is a dual brand. This is a new concept that Marriott had came in to join an extended stay, all suite with all suite for extended stay business, and as well a transient. They call it overnight transient. So there's 110 room. Probably we split almost 50-50. Lobby in the middle, 2 elevators, right and left. And the concept that a lot of these Hilton and Marriott and Holiday Inn are doing these days, and building 2 brand and 1 building. To make it more successful and to have what the customer and consumer need for these days.
That's right.
If you're here to stay more than a day or two, definitely you're gonna need refrigerator, nice microwave, more room, spacious room, 2 TVs, couch. When you're just overnight, you just go to the other side.
But we think that this will be an amazing addition to the city of Coolidge and great project.
Okay.
We're excited for the project.
Okay. Anything else you want to throw in there?
No, I mean, we're ready to get approval and to get going to the plan and get submit for the permit.
I think we can get you the approval before you can do anything else. How's that?
Sounds good.
Okay. Any questions for him? Nope. Go for it.
So are you gonna have, do you have sufficient parking for the hotel, or are you, I read in your light proposal where you're gonna share parking with
We
other
did share
businesses there?
agreement parking, yes, sir.
Okay. So you feel that you have ample, so you got 110 rooms, so you have 110 parking
Yes,
places?
there is adequate parking. I mean, what hotel needs parking, obviously evening and night.
Right.
And what restaurant parking needs during the day. So that works hand in hand, absolutely together.
Just looks like it could be a little congested in there. Is it? Is there plenty of room to
There is plenty of room. I mean, we
navigate your car in there?
And the other, a lot of the time, when the city and municipality require 1.1 or 1.1,
Right,
and
1.1.
you're gonna get a lot of room, multiple room in one car. And these days, there's a lot of Uber, there's a lot of people drop one another, and so, like I said, nighttime, this is what a hotel need, and daytime where the restaurant needs. So
We have 1.1
1.1,
in this
yeah.
project.
Yeah, 1.1. Then I guess you're gonna share on the north on Ruins Drive. That'll be a shared entrance with the housing development that's back there.
That's what that road is for us and them, yes.
But
We're the first, when we enter, we're right there. So there's no other access beside this access.
you can only enter from the south going north. You can't enter that property from the north going south because of the median.
No, there's
And the
no
road-
other entry except that entry, unless people can drive around and come to us, that's different.
No, would require traffic.
Yeah, there's like a
study and
median
approval by
up there, so you
ADOT.
can't, there's no left-hand turn lane into the
No,
gateway.
You're absolutely right. So when people leave, they're gonna make a right turn and they just go how they've been doing it now.
Okay. Is that something that the city's working on to get rid of that median up there? Or is that an ADOT question?
As noted in a couple places within the report, and this was also called out when the proposal was here a couple of years ago, that will require a traffic study, and that would have to be reviewed and approved by ADOT itself. So that's a different process, but in parallel to if they were allowed to do that, but it would have to be ADOT.
Okay, yeah, it just seems real inconvenient. Thought that was a city planning thing.
Not to our knowledge.
Can't control the right of way.
All right.
Yep.
Anything else?
Yeah, I got lots of notes here. Just pick out the ones that are good. So it's gonna be 4 stories tall,
Yes, sir.
42 feet.
There must be half a dozen of them along the highway going into Yuma.
Yes.
You probably built how many of them?
There's one exactly, I would say probably the last exit by Buckeye before 85 and I-10. That was the first one built in Arizona.
So are you gonna have like a different wall, on the east side of your property? Or is it just gonna be the wall that's already in existence?
The wall is already in the system.
So that's just a standard 6-foot block
Yes,
fence?
yes.
Okay.
We're gonna put landscaping around it and of course, the franchise is gonna ask a lot more than what we were expecting to do. So this is gonna demand all their Marriott approval.
So is there gonna be homes on the other side of that, block wall?
I believe so.
Homes, there's no homes there, obviously.
Not now, but I believe there's 4 home in that side, and we're buying one of them.
Well, that's good. Welcome to Coolidge.
We need an office later on for a maybe manager or me to come and stay there too.
Okay. think that's all I have.
Okay. Bill? Nothing? Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
I'm going to open the meeting to the public. Anyone wishing to speak, please approach the microphone. I don't see anybody rushing to get there, so I'm going to close the meeting to the public. And call for a motion.
I'll motion, I guess I better turn that on. I'll motion to approve Cool PZ 25-09-18.
A second.
Motion has been made to approve Cool PZ 250918, a major site plan application, and seconded. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. I want to see concrete being poured. Okay. Reports from the chairman and director.
Well, we thank you all for coming and getting us a quorum tonight. As you see, there's a lot of exciting things happening in town. We're glad to see this move forward. This is going to be the first of several proposed developments coming to the Safeway Plaza. We're happy about that. As to your question on the parade, there is a parade this Saturday at 10 a.m. for the veterans. Some more construction at the airport. We started the apron and taxiway project. Our grant, and it's moving right along. We should complete that project by December 4th is the kind of the estimated completion date. We're working with, to your question earlier, we are working with a lot of utilities. You know, we're starting to have weekly, bi-weekly meetings with them just to try to get ahead of the infrastructure problem. Starting with Arizona Water Company, and then following up with Skip, and then, you know, APS and ED2 to just try to plan, you know, the plan the best we can, you know, for these larger developments and larger power users and water users. So hopefully by mid-next, you know, middle of spring, late spring next year, we should have a few more answers regarding the water situation, and hopefully it'll open up more ground for development. And that's all I have. Phil?
Sounds good.
City manager, you have anything? No. I did.
State your name.
Yeah, we're still meeting with companies out at IPAS, so that's still going on. Just we can't talk about the NDAs, but so we're still active, and permits our housing permits are really still going forward, and Century Complete, all the others, and we've seen some pretty good numbers. Right now we've exceeded last year's numbers.
Yeah, quite a bit. In fact, DR Horton, I think it was DR Horton pulled, requested 15 water meters for their subdivision. Gateway is just going gangbusters, and then after they build that out, they're going to jump to Canal and start to Sunday. Rerouted and figured out. So I don't see it slowing down. Everybody's saying a slowdown, but I'm not seeing it in our.
And we're working with different subdividers and landowners to bring up their developments that have water back up to speed, so we can bring it before you and get everything improved. So we're still moving forward. We don't want to run out of lots, so they're building on them. So we want to keep everything going. So
Have we
far, so
got
good.
meetings scheduled on Interstate 20 for this area yet?
For 24 up north, for the one that comes up.
The 505,
yeah,
then
no,
the north-south.
we're going through the.
North-south road to I-10?
Yeah, they're going through the environmental process, the phase 2. So those meetings are happening. So they're public announced.
Okay.
So they still don't have a funding source. So it's the environmental. They still don't have a funding source for that, but they're going through the environmental process, which is required.
APS will be sending out I guess, a public hearing or public notice pretty soon for their line, their power upgrade and their, what do you call it?
The line sighting.
The line sighting, yeah.
Or, yeah, they're bringing more power down to iPads through, up from the Milligan substation near Eloy, and then connecting down to Pinal Central. So they're gonna do a kind of a loop, and it got approved by well, it's going through the process from the ACC to get approved, the Arizona Corporation Commission. They do the line sighting, so.
They're starting to notify the property owners in there. They're reaching out to the developers who may affect more. And so that's good to see that happening.
Yeah, we need more power.
And that should be what, by 2027, they're estimating?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a substation close by, but this will be additional power to that. So,
Are we getting any interest from like employers, businesses that want to relocate here?
just in general,
Yeah,
business?
just in general.
Yeah, well, we do have some that we get calls and they look for property, so we help them as much as we can. Yeah, absolutely.
Just seems like a lot of people that live here work someplace else.
Yeah. So, some do, yes, that's correct.
At least when
Yeah.
you're driving up to Gilbert Road, it feels that way.
Yeah, we certainly, that's why our efforts to bring.
We have a lot of
businesses
leakage
and
here.
We must have been another wreck on I-10 because there was lots of traffic on Gilbert Road
Oh,
or
yeah.
on 87 this afternoon.
Yeah.
That's all we have. So everybody have a nice Thanksgiving for the next meeting. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Can I have a motion?
I make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? You get to go home early tonight, Nick.
Thank you all. Really appreciate you guys.